The purpose of this video is to help you understand how nitric oxide therapy can naturally address diabetic complications. With this in mind, we need to understand the key components for both. High blood sugar causes damage to your cardiovascular system, which results in diabetic complications like poor circulation, poor kidney function, cardiovascular disease, high blood pressure, poor wound healing, erectile dysfunction, and the increased potential for strokes and heart attacks. All are life-threatening. Plus, the economic costs are staggering. People with diabetes in the United States have the highest healthcare costs, which are estimated to be $283,000 during a person's lifetime. But this isn't just a U.S. problem. 2/3 of all new cases of diabetes are now in low and middle income countries like China, India, and Mexico. But it doesn't have to be this way, not when you understand how nitric oxide therapy can be a natural way to address diabetic complications. Not only can it save money, but more importantly, it can save lives and limbs. There are two approaches to controlling diabetes. The first is controlling your blood sugar levels. This is vital and absolutely necessary. Most people understand this approach, and we're not going to spend any time on it. What you need to understand is the second approach. Why? Because it's designed to repair the damage blood sugar causes to your cardiovascular system. Few understand the second approach, yet it can make all the difference. There is a tissue that lines all of your cardiovascular system. It's called the endothelium. It's only 1 cell thick, but it lines the inside of your heart. The inside of all your arteries, arterioles, venules, and veins are lined by this 1 cell thick tissue. Your capillaries are just extensions of the endothelium. Research over the last decade has clearly shown the endothelium to be a multifunctional tissue involved in metabolic, immunologic, and cardiovascular health. One of those functions is to convert the semi-essential amino acid L-arginine into nitric oxide, the master signaling molecule of your entire cardiovascular system. So the question is this: how does this tissue and its ability to produce nitric oxide apply to reducing diabetic complications? As the image on the screen clearly shows, high blood sugar causes oxidative stress to your endothelial cells. This creates inflammation, which typically results in plaque formations that grow larger over time. This damage, and the continuing damage of high blood sugar over time, creates a cumulative effect that reduces the function of your endothelium and its production of nitric oxide. Learning how to properly control your blood sugar is important to reducing the potential damage to this vital tissue. But unless you heal the damage done, and the ongoing damage being done, your diabetic complications will continue to grow. By properly combining 2 amino acids with several important vitamins and nutrients, you can naturally support your endothelium and help increase nitric oxide production. But before we look at these ingredients, we'd like to ask you a question. If you could learn how to effectively address 66% of diabetic complications and do it naturally without drugs, would you like to learn how? Well, the obvious answer is yes. Here are the 2 most important statistics to keep in mind. 66% of diabetics have high blood pressure. 66% of diabetics die from a heart attack or stroke. While the cardiovascular complications associated with diabetes are staggering, it's these 2 that pose the greatest risk to a person's health and longevity. This is where nitric oxide therapy can help you naturally address these 2 statistics to greatly reduce your risk. First, nitric oxide regulates the muscle tone of blood vessels to have a major impact on controlling your blood pressure. In fact, nitric oxide is your body's most powerful vasodilator. This means it causes the smooth muscle of your vascular wall to relax. This helps to reduce blood pressure and improves blood flow throughout the vascular system. Second, nitric oxide keeps blood platelet cells from grouping together to naturally prevent blood clots. The vast majority of all strokes and heart attacks are caused by a blood clot. Thus, nitric oxide naturally reduces the number one cause of strokes and heart attacks while reducing the number one risk factor, which is high blood pressure. As we stated earlier, high levels of blood glucose cause oxidative stress or damage to the endothelium. This damage can lead to plaque formations, which over time can narrow the interior of the vascular wall, leading to a disease called atherosclerosis. This can result in poor blood flow, an increased risk for high blood pressure, and the formation of a blood clot, leading to a stroke or heart attack. Nitric oxide, when at sufficient levels in the bloodstream, can initiate reparative mechanisms to heal damage done to the endothelium. Current research indicates that nitric oxide can help to reverse plaque formations, which can return the endothelium in the vascular wall to a supple and healthy state. The result of this process is improved circulation and blood flow. This improves the delivery of oxygen and nutrients to the cells, tissues, and organs. This also aids in the body's ability to properly use blood glucose as an energy source so that cells, tissues, and organ systems function better. Bottom line is that many of the complications of diabetes go away. You still need to watch your blood sugar levels, but at least you're taking an active approach to limiting and repairing the damage done to the endothelium. When properly applied, nitric oxide therapy can address the following diabetic complications: improve circulation. By repairing and nourishing your endothelial cells to properly produce nitric oxide, you will improve circulation. High blood pressure. Nitric oxide is the most powerful vasodilator your body produces, which relaxes the vascular wall to reduce blood pressure. By having healthy and properly functioning endothelial cells, the increased nitric oxide production can dramatically control your blood pressure. Cardiovascular disease. According to the American Heart Association, 74% of all heart disease and death is due to arterial sclerosis and atherosclerosis, which all centers on damage to the endothelial cells. If you properly repair and nourish these cells, then you limit and actually reverse this damage. This then reduces your risk for cardiovascular disease. Decreased risk for strokes and heart attacks. Nitric oxide keeps blood platelet cells from sticking together. This prevents blood clots and substantially reduces the risk for strokes and heart attacks. Improved wound healing. One of the functions of the endothelium is angiogenesis, which is the formation of new capillaries. This is extremely important for proper blood flow, and it's critical in wound healing. Wound healing is a common problem for diabetics. By properly nourishing your endothelium, you're also improving its ability to help heal wounds. As you can see, by repairing and nourishing your endothelial cells to enhance their ability to properly produce nitric oxide, you can have a significant impact on limiting and preventing the complications of diabetes. So let's briefly talk about nutrition, for it's key to nourishing your endothelium. The following ingredients are needed to optimize the production of nitric oxide: L-arginine, L-citrulline, resveratrol or red wine extract, vitamin D3, vitamin K2, pomegranate fruit concentrate. L-arginine is always the first and most important ingredient, since the enzymes of your endothelium convert this semi-essential amino acid into nitric oxide. By itself, L-arginine only provides a small window of improved nitric oxide production. Because of this, the following ingredient is needed. The amino acid L-citrulline recycles L-arginine to help turbocharge the endothelium's ability to produce nitric oxide over an extended period of time. Here's the metabolic pathway, and as you can see by the red circle, L-citrulline is key to keeping this nitric oxide production going. Resveratrol or red wine extract is a polyphenol and has absolutely no alcohol content. This key nutrient inhibits LDL cholesterol from being oxidized, which typically causes vascular inflammation and damage to the endothelium. Vitamin D3 and vitamin K2 work together to regulate calcium levels to your bloodstream. Calcium is a key ingredient because the enzymatic production of nitric oxide by your endothelium is a calcium-dependent reaction. Pomegranate fruit concentrate enhances the enzymatic activity of the endothelium, leading to a higher production of nitric oxide. In peer-reviewed clinical studies, pomegranate fruit concentrate has been shown to reverse plaque formations within the vascular system because of its ability to increase nitric oxide production. As we've shared with you, the proper application of nitric oxide therapy can have a profound benefit on helping people naturally address their diabetic complications. It's with this in mind that we implemented the Million Lives Project. Our goal is to help 1 million people or more understand how they could effectively use nitric oxide therapy to significantly improve their overall health. How nitric oxide therapy can reduce your risk for cardiovascular health concerns like high blood pressure, diabetes, sexual and cognitive function issues, and poor wound healing. One of the primary ways to do this is through our ebook, which is titled Empower Your Heart with Breakthrough Nitric Oxide Therapy. To help us accomplish this goal, we would ask you to do one or more of the following. First, if you found value in the information contained in this YouTube video on nitric oxide therapy, then please share it with others. Second, if you want to apply nitric oxide therapy to help you address your cardiovascular health concerns or the concerns of family and friends, then please contact the person who shared this information with you. They can help you obtain our ebook on nitric oxide therapy. Third, if you have a passion for helping others improve their health, then consider joining our Synergy family. Part of our mission statement is blessing lives with better health. If this interests you, then contact the person who shared this information with you. Thank you for watching and being a part of the Million Lives Project as we help others understand nitric oxide therapy and how it can be a natural way to improve all aspects of their cardiovascular health.